What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today I want to answer the question which hero to take from the Arena store. You can find the Arena store right here in the Emporium down below the guild store, and it allows you to buy things for Arena coins. Arena coins are earned in the Arena for winning and as daily and weekly reward, and here you find 10 different heroes that you can buy for 9,600 Arena coins each. And today I want to talk about which of those heroes you should get. We have a different selection there. We have some heroes that are pretty good, and we have some complete failures that you really don't want to buy. So let's make sure that you don't get any of those. Starting off at the top left with a pretty decent choice, we have Cassidy. She's a mage. She can debuff magic defense, so that in itself makes her a strong contender for bosses. Debuffs in general amplify our damage pretty well, so that can be very nice. Depends a bit on your team if you're using heroes that can profit from magic defense debuffs. She's a nice choice for that. She's just very specific. She's just not the hero you want to put into any team and will give you a benefit. She's not your Rainier or Thorin type of hero that you can put in a team and will just do well there. So she's a bit of a specific choice, which makes her probably not the best choice for you. Unless you really need her, she will just not be the one hero you want to go for. So probably not the best unless you have a specific team which profits from magic defense debuffs. So next hero, and we can put her together with Rowan really. Heen and Rowan, both healers, both with a different skill set. I don't hate Heen. She's just not that often in teams, but I don't hate her. I think she does very well at healing. In most fights where I've used her, I really like that her healing is all over the board. So she's very fast at healing. Still, in my opinion, Rowan better choice as a healer, just because you can use him in Dream Realm, get some extra energy buffs and stuff like that, and really optimize your damage there, while Heen will just keep you alive in that sense. If you struggle to keep alive though, then, well, or stay alive, then Heen would be the better choice, but overall I would still prefer to have a Rowan in my back than a Heen. So I think she's secondary choice to a hero that is in the pool, so that, well, rules her out, I guess. Rowan, however, if you already went for Smokey, that is a very valid choice, and Smokey is a great hero used in many teams. Then I wouldn't necessarily go for more Rowans. You can get one copy of him or something like that, just randomly. So I don't really think he's the optimal choice here. If you have a Smokey, that is. If you don't have a Smokey and need a healer, well, then definitely go for him. Then definitely go for him. He will be a nice addition to your team. Having a healer on the team is very, very good. So in terms of healers, he is like the optimal choice in this pool. Given now that we talk about roads, let's go to Brutus. Brutus is a tank. And in that regard, we have another tank here, which is Lumont. Lumont is a very bad tank, which struggles to keep alive, so he's out. It's just a very bad hero. Brutus, however, very nice hero. You just need one copy of him really to do well. And what he does is he basically goes immune. Whenever he's super low life, he goes immune and can't be dealt damage to for like a few seconds, which means you have an ample amount of time to get an ultimate from other heroes on your team, like Sesia or Carolina or Iron. And those heroes will then be able to get to the ultimate to deal massive damage on the board, and Brutus will die after, but he will have fulfilled his use by then. So especially if you don't have Thorin, Brutus can be a very nice addition. So if you don't have one copy of Brutus, getting one here, very valid choice as a tank, unless you've already built up Thorin, of course. So that basically concludes it for the first row. Let's go into the second one, where we find with Igore a top PvP choice for the endgame. So I think Igore is great. I think going for Igore if you are in the end game and want a great PvP hero is a very valid choice. The question that you have to ask yourself, are you an end game and need an end game PvP hero? And I guess given that this game was released like a week and a half ago, the answer for most players will be no. I'm not an in-game and I don't need an end-game PvP hero. So I guess in that sense, Igore will have a tough time to be the right choice. And for that reason, he's probably out. And with that we come to my top choice, which is Sesia. A lot of people start off with Sesia. I think she's guaranteed at the beginning and then play her on because she's such a great hero. Twining up enemies, summoning her minion and dealing massive amounts of damage, and amplifying that damage by upgrading her a bit further is a very valid decision and one that you can definitely take. Maybe you'll be able to get her to Mythic Plus, unlock her gear, or you go a bit further even. I personally upgraded her to Supreme Plus, and I still have her on my team for like regular gameplay, which is very, very nice and a great choice to have. Had some fun pairing her up with Iron and Carolina, so she definitely has a place in some teams and will still have a place in my team for quite some time. So I think she's a great choice as pick from the Arena store. So don't be afraid to upgrade her a bit further and get that copy from here. It is a very valid choice. So next one, again a tank, a very good tank. Granny Denny is a very good tank if you played her in some tactical drills. She's somehow huge, I don't know. And basically considered the second best tank in the game, with place 1 being Thorin. So if we have a Thorin, then we don't really need her. We also had 2 other tanks that we already discussed, Brutus and Lumont. I would say Brutus at a single copy is better than Granny Denny at a single copy, but if you enhance them both further, then the extra use you get from adding more copies to Brutus is lower than the ones that you have, or the progress that you get on Granny Denny. So Granny Denny later on will outperform Brutus, but will in turn be outperformed in most game modes by Thorin. So I think if you go for an early tank, then this is probably Brutus, the one that you just need 1 copy of and he will be great. And if you go later on, then probably rather go for Thorin, which means she's not a bad selection per se. If you already have a few copies of her, she might even be a great selection. But if you don't have any copies of either one, neither a copy of Brutus or a copy of Granny Denny, then probably better go for Brutus. Get that immunity. It will help you, especially in early and mid game, just to get to your first ultimate and get those ultimates out and deal damage to waves that would otherwise maybe even overwhelm you. So, that being said, Atalanta, that is the second really bad choice. You don't want to go for Atalanta. She's just bad for most game modes, so just don't select her in this. Brian, however, not a bad hero at all. Has a lot of nice abilities. But again, the usefulness for your account, that is like in question. You wouldn't be unhappy, I guess, if you just randomly clicked the normal sum button, got 5 copies of him, upgraded him and played him. I think you would do very, very well. But still, going for him is not a common strategy. It's just not a common strategy. You just don't see him as a prime choice for the relevant game modes. He is sometimes in there. He does well, but there are other heroes, more specific heroes for boss damage and for clearing in campaign that just do their job a bit better. But overall, he's a strong hero. He's a strong hero. So if you wanted to build around him, that's okay. He's just not going to get on my top spots. So, top contenders. Let's talk about this. Top contender, in my opinion, definitely Sesia. Sesia is a very nice hero. And afterwards, it really starts to depend a bit on your account state. But we talked about Brutus. If you don't have any tanks, he might be nice. Granny Denny, if you want like a secondary choice to Thorin or a different choice to Thorin, can be good. Rowan is a very nice healer. Going for him or even upgrading him further can be a very decent choice. So I would say I see Rowan at place 2. I see Brutus only if you don't have a copy of him and don't have a proper tank at place 3. And then we're probably talking about Granny Denny, Heen, Igore and Cassidy, maybe in that order. So that would be my selection. Maybe you've already decided on a hero here. Let me know what you've done in the comments. Did you upgrade your Sesia a bit with a copy from here? To which level did you go? Are you already at Mythic Plus and unlock the exclusive gear? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And with that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.